How's it going, guys? It's Royal Temptations here on this fine Sunday. Today's video is us pretty much going over our 2023-2024 pairings and pretty much kind of going over the males, females, and seeing what we're hoping to get from the babies from next year. So starting off, we're going to start with Lieutenant Dan. He was our stud from last year, or this year technically.
I'm just here to look pretty today.
He was our male. We had dual sired to two females and got some pretty interesting babies. One was actually we paired him up 3 times.
Paired up 3 snakes last year.
And each clutch he threw some really nice babies. So he was an orange rementia yellow belly het pied. And this year we are planning on pairing him to one of our females. We had been growing up slowly, mainly because she's an ASF eater, so it's been taking her a while to slowly get up to weight. But she is an orange dream, Enchi, visual pied, 50% het albino, and pretty much we're hoping to get some super orange dream, super Enchi, yellow belly, visual pieds, which that's been a combo I've been wanting to make for quite a while, just because the orange dream and the Enchi in their super forms, especially in pied, are very vibrant. They're very bright orange with that white really contrast together. And just overall, it's a gorgeous snake that we've been wanting to add to our collection, but don't really want to spend the price tag that most of them are. So, took a little while, but making for cheaper works out in the end. That's one of them. He is also potentially being dual sired again this year if you can get up to weight, to a female that we had last year in an attempt to hopefully recreate babies that he had last year. So we had paired him in a collaboration with Pet Haven with a Pastel champagne female. Although the babies we had got were interesting. We had gone one that in particular that was bright orange and white, almost like you'd see with the Super OD pied. However, she is not het at all. She has no pied in her, no hets. So, just overall, the really bright orange, because she is a champagne pastel, so we weren't expecting much out of it. Just kind of had an extra female, want to get some more orange dream hets, hopefully some females. We can have more het pieds for the future. However, just the babies that they threw last year were gorgeous. So we want to kind of hopefully recreate one just because overall they weren't really expensive snakes, but for pet quality, just nice easy stuff to kind of sell to people. Kind of hopefully pay for next year's food supply, seeing as the collection's slowly expanding. But that's we're iffy on it. We don't know if we're going to pair up or anything else because we still have quite a few males we've been kind of discussing.
Alright, the next one, we already started pairing these two from last year. She was a little bit undersized at the end of the year, so we kind of gave up on that. She's got up to size now. She is a killer pastel blade visual clown. She's a healthy girl. Took her a while to get around frozen thaw, but once she got going on them, she's slamming them. And now breeding our to Helios, which is our Enchi Emperor pinstripe het clown, and he's proven to be clown. He had 5 clown babies this year. He's actually been a good breeder for us the last few years. We tried to reproduce him last year, didn't quite get that. We got some similar. They were females. We wanted to get a male so we can actually part with him maybe. Just if we had a visual. He is a bit of a picky eater. Eats only live and goes off food sometimes. But we figure we're going to get Blade into that. The goal I've got it wrote down is Pastel Blade Pinstripe Enchi Lesser Clown Male Visual. That's what we want a male. I've got it specific here. If I get a male of that just to replace him eventually. That's kind of a goal. Something to shoot for. And if we don't hit it, well, I'm going to try and get Blade into this guy anyway. He is a pretty snake, still yellow. All these years later, I bought him in early 2020, right before COVID hit. So, kind of from a guy who's going back to Kansas City. And he had part of him. He just picked him up at Tinley that October as a baby. So, that's it for those two.
And the next clutch was a pairing we wanted to do last year. However, the male
How did you come out?
was just, he just wasn't fully at the size, and age-wise, it wasn't quite there yet. But there's a little push from last year to this year, kind of gotten there. This is one we got from Tinley from the Saturday night auctions, which, in my opinion, was a steal. This guy was a Pastel, Jungle Woman, double het clown pied, that we got for $60, which was very nice. And our, well, hope was to pair him up with this Pastel clown female that we had, because she had quite a few good eggs, and out of all of the babies, I know it's not guaranteed again, but out of 6 eggs, from a visual to a het last year, we had hit 5 visual clowns. So hoping to go for that again this year, but visual clown and potentially pass on that het pied.
Which we'll have tested for, all the babies we'll have tested for pied, see if we hit a double.
To eventually, hopefully in the future, make some double visual clown pieds.
Jungle Woman.
Which, in reality, clown pieds just by themselves are already bright. They look pretty by themselves. But we want to throw that Jungle Woman thing with him. Get the whites come up a little bit more. And his sides are, instead of that brown, or more of like a brownish gray. But for the most part, he's brighter than most of our other snakes. So we want to kind of throw that brightness in with that clown pie, make him a little brighter than normal. And that, he's been a fantastic eater. Once we actually started getting him onto food, he kind of kicked in. But hopefully he'll go this year. Let's put you back, brother.
Alright, we'll do a repeat one. We did last year. You can grab out mahogany. Mahogany pied, and I'll get this other girl here. We're working in tandem today. Me and Nick, so we can try to get through this. It is football day, and I'm missing football. Kind of sacrilegious on my part. I'm a big Steeler fan. They're off today. It makes it allowed to do this video. So we bred these two last year, trying to get Cypress mahoganies. Mahogany pied, Cypress orange dream, yellow belly. This one's from Nerd. Beautiful snake. Had to have it when I seen it. I didn't buy it from Nerd, but it is on Nerd's website. I got it from the guy that did buy it from Nerd. Tried to hit past mahogany Cypress. May have hit him. I've got some babies over here. I don't know what they look like. I can't compare them to anything.
Seeing as they haven't really been made before.
And we're growing them up. And if Nick wants to hold them, I'll step aside and go grab one of them.
The hope is, since we don't know what we're quite looking for, since no one's made Cypress mahoganies yet, is to potentially put these two back together and see if we hit any more similarities in a sense. Because if we get some that look similar, then we may have hit them last year, and just by themselves, Cypress mahogany may not look all that great. But we're hoping to hit it with pied as well, visual eventually, so we're trying to get a few more males and females alike.
So here's last year's. We got we had to split this clutch with we had paired up with another person. He had originally had this, and I split the clutch with him, and then I bought the snake. So there's she's in shed, repeat of mom, orange dream, Pastel, Cypress. I think that's all that's in that one. She's kind of dulled out right now. And I believe this one is just a Cypress. Looked it up. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong one. This one I believe is a mahogany. The dark head, not positive. I really don't know what to look for. Could be an orange dream, to be honest with you. I was trying to figure this out this morning. But this one, if any of them's close to it, it's this little guy. He is a male. He's got the blushed out head. It's like a cinnamon, cypress going back on his body. Some dark, some blushing coming through. Orange dream. Nice. Tracks all the way down the side of him. I mean, if any of them's it. This one's it, but we're just not sure. So, and I can't find any pictures to compare it to. So, I'll keep them all.
That's where we get in trouble. We hit something that we like, and it's kind of hard saying no to them and letting them go. Let's put you back in there, big girl. Let's see, what was next on our list? Oh yeah, this one, we're hoping to get some really nice, cool babies out of these. So we had originally picked this guy up from Chris Hernan at a Tinley show. He was originally sold to us as a high-intensity Orange Dream Calico possible yellow belly. However, we were just at the recent fall Tinley show, and he had mentioned to us that this little guy right here, may potentially have Scrambler in him. He said he didn't know what he's really looking for in the past, but he said after looking at a few of his babies this year, especially seeing it as his male El Diablo that was the dad of this one, he had proven him out to have Scrambler in him. So, we're hoping this guy does actually have Scrambler in him, because we're going to pair him up to one of our females from last year, Luna, which is our bamboo yellow belly. However, some of her babies are coming out a little bit with pastel in them. So we're leaning towards she may potentially be pastel.
Well, she has to be pastel because she produced a super pastel highway. So
there you go.
I've been wondering, her head is super yellow. I posted her in other videos. But we did have a super pastel highway. So the only way we could do that is if she has pastel. And that kind of confirmed it. We sold those as the bamboo yellow belly. I always wondered if that pastel because it's so yellow and the high white's here. So, but she's my favorite snake. But we're going to try and put this pattern, this oranges, coming into her sides. Don't know if that's going to work. The only way to do it is to find out. And this has calico, bring up the whites even more. I think that's going to be interesting. If it works the way I hope it works. And if not, well, we'll have some pretty snakes regardless. I think she's beautiful. She is my favorite snake in the collection. I say that often. And that's it for her for this one. Oh, there you go, girl. Clean out your tub.
Oh, what's next?
Pumpkin. And a new one we're going to put out in the breeding this year. Another Tinley snake we got.
Pumpkin is a breeder we've had for a while. We got her right around 2019, 2020,
July
right before
4th, 2020.
So right before COVID hit. So far, every single year, she's been a good breeder, locks up, and she always gives us a nice, good amount of eggs. I think we've had 6 or 7 this year, and then the year prior to that, we had a good 8. So
she's very tame, not head shy. Comes out and plays with the kids, you know. As far as snakes play, she's always out. She's not shy. So, this one is your snake you got from.
I had pretty much won this snake from the live auction at Tinley. And when I heard what he had in him, I was like, you know, and just for a nice stud male, how many genes he had in him, for the price I got him at, I think it was pretty worth it. He was an Orange Dream, Enchi Fire, Lesser Leopard, possible yellow belly male. So he is a 5, potentially 6 gene animal.
He's created by Bodacious Balls. They're at Tinley quite often. If you've never been to Tinley, Bodacious Balls, there's a nice vendor setup. And so it's pretty good get, we thought at the time. Beautiful snake. Holding its colors well. Nice lines. It's the leopard and the lesser mixed together. And
he's a phenomenal
so
leader.
now we're going to get that into the pied and have a bunch of heads. All different types of heads. We're trying to build a little head army with pied and clown. And we got some more recessives here to work with. They're not quite the size yet, but that's our big girl. She's been slamming rats since she laid last spring. She never skips a meal. She gets lazy though. She won't eat. She won't eat from the tongue. She has to lay them down. After she gets fat, she goes to the drop feeding.
Becomes kind of a little pampered princess in the tub.
And let's see, with the last one we got on. I got a couple more. Oh, you want to get that one? I'm not getting that one out. This is what we call Hagatha. She earned her name. The day we got her, she bit Nick. So, and she bit him. That's just, she didn't bite him. She bit him and held on to him. She wrapped him up pretty good. And
we've tamed her out slowly. Originally we got her, she was not the happiest camper. we kind of figured the guy that had her originally is kind of bred her and fed her, and that was pretty much it. But over handling, we've got her down to, well, be semi-tame. She'll let you know when she doesn't want to be handled anymore, but for the most part, she's our second biggest female and a phenomenal eater. If I have something that doesn't eat and I have an excess rat, she is pretty much my trash can.
We don't know what's in her.
No.
We tried to breed her. She's Pastel Champagne Inchy, and the person that had her before said she did produce bells. We don't know what genes she had to produce bells, and we thought yellow belly, but I don't really we didn't get any ivories when we just bred her, so we're questioning that. What we're gonna breed her to is this little guy. He's nothing more than a simple yellow belly or spark. Came from a puma, another Tinley snake we got. I can't remember the breeder's name. This was an auction, silent auction. And my older son had won him, and then he had bid on too many snakes and his wife wasn't happy. So I took this one. And he never misses a meal. He's a great eater. I've actually tried to sell him, but no one would take him, so now I'm gonna try to breed him, and if she has yellow belly and he has spark, maybe we'll get our own pumas. And if not, we'll get some ivories. But at the most, we could try to figure out what's in mom, because we really don't know what's in her.
She is a cluster.
I got a normal we could put to her, but we were going to do the yellow belly thing. It's as close as you can. At least get a gene in there. Something different. He's a good looking snake. We've only had him about a year and a half. So he was a baby, and he's about 1,400 grams already. He's a solid eater, hefty boy. All frozen thawed, went right on him, no problem. Great snake.
And that's all with the guaranteed pairings for the year. We have a few more females that we're not quite sure of what we're going to quite pair them with yet. And some males too that we just kind of have lying around. So
you're going to do Athena, the bottom, if she gets the size. And the king of our collection, as we aptly named him, his name is Zeus. He's a visual pied, banana pied, pastel leopard. Get some dirt on him there.
And potentially some spark in her.
I never had him tested for spark, and she is a yellow belly pied. So another chance to get puma pieds, pumas. Puma pied, everything will be visual if she gets up to size. She's at 1,350 grams now. She's about 2.5 years old. We won't pair her for a while yet. She hasn't exhibited any signs of bull wrapping, so there's no point on it yet. But if she gets there, we'll try it this year. If not, she'll be a next year snake. But she's close. So
if she does go, she might be a late bloomer. Maybe we might start pairing her and letting them lock up late spring, early summer.
And Zeus will go to something regardless, because he's the het pies, and we always try to get him into something. We like to have a lot of hets, get our choices, different genes with pied in them. And then the last one was Karma. What were we going to do with Karma? I forgot on that. Oh, yes, we picked this guy up from Steve's Reptiles at Tinley. Now, this would be his first year breeding. He's about 700 grams. He's not very big. And most he's going to go to is one snake. That's all we put the little guys to. So he is a Inchy Batman
Pastel.
A pastel. Pastel Inchy leopard spot nose het. Is he het clown or is he
het clown?
Het clown.
And then to a visual, just normal calm female. We're hoping to get a Inchy Batman visual clown, because right now he is only a live eater and, well,
she's in shed.
He is a het. So we wanted a visual version of what he has in him, which would also be the Batman, and potentially just kind of cycle him out. Maybe breed him one or two more times just to kind of have him.
And Karma here, she's in shed. She's from SRS Exotics, and I've been following that guy around since our first show. We went to a show at Summit, Illinois, He does Tinley now. He's really gotten himself going pretty good. His name's Sean. His wife's Rachel. Great people. If you ever see him out. Bought this little guy during COVID. A little girl, rather. She was tiny. 65 grams, 70 grams. She was tiny. I was looking for a clown for a while, and he got me one. Back then, they were hard to find. Now they're everywhere. But back then, during COVID, I've been show after show, couldn't find one. And then Sean hooked me up with one, so... even though she was tiny, I took her home. She's been a fiend on food. Never had a problem with her eating until recently, right before he wanted to breed her. She's about to be 3 years old in December. She decided to stop eating the last couple months, or be very, very picky. So she's right there under the cusp of that 1,500 gram wall. She's at 1,450, I believe we weighed her at. So she'll hit it by January, by December. Well, they're starting to eat fairly regularly again, so. And then you got some more you want to potentially do, correct?
We have a few females in here that we haven't really decided any actual pairings with them yet. Starting off with Artemis here. She's an older breeder that we've had. We kind of let her retire for about 1.5 years. She was just a spider Mojave. She's around, say, roughly 3,500 grams last time I weighed her.
She does spiral. So you see that with the spider genes, the wobble.
But once she's on the ground,
she's on the ground. She'll be fine. Her head will wobble a little bit, not too much, but you pick her up, she will spiral. She does have the wobble pretty good. So she doesn't stargaze. Obviously, she eats. She's getting close to 3,500 grams. She has no problem eating food. But we try not to handle her just because she doesn't like it. She'll start doing spiraling. So, don't know what we're going to breed her to, if anything. She's a maybe.
And then our other clutch, which we're trying to figure out a male for her right now, because we want to make more bells, seeing as, well, the last few
Everybody's
shows we've
asking
gone
for
to.
bells this year, and first year I didn't make any. And a bunch of people come to me and ask if I had any, and I didn't have any. So, trying to make a few now.
She's our big lesser Mojave female. And right now we have a few males we're kind of thinking of pairing her up with. We have one right now, which is Neo, our male behind me. He is a lesser orange dream yellow belly, so we'd get super lessers. A lesser yellow belly, lesser yellow bellies, lesser orange dreams, Mojave orange dreams.
And then there's this one, this last year's baby. He may not be big enough, but he is a bamboo banana. He's a boy, and he looks small, and he is small. He's about a year and a half old. He's probably 600-700 grams, 600 grams maybe. But he's a maybe. This is not definite. Just because it's bamboo, and then we keep the lesser to lesser. That's a bad combination. Something you get bug eyes. We want to avoid that. So you get bamboo lesser, you get bamboo Mojave. Easier to sex them because you'd have a bunch of male bananas. All the males would be bananas. He's a little guy yet though, so I don't know if he's going to be big enough to do the deed.
Who else do we got down here? We got 4 more. You got.
Well, you got Super Pastel.
This might be the last year we actually have her. We might pair her up with one male this year. And then after that, we might just part with her.
We gotta do her tub.
Just for the fact she's just super pastel, and that's it. Doesn't got much at play with her. We're trying to phase out most of our.
We get a lot of pastel in the clutch, so not a clutch, in the collection. She's been a good snake. She's one of the first ones we got, and they brown out. You see the pastels do brown out. She is a super. Obviously, she's another one that eats. We didn't breed her this year. We just let her go. Gave her a year off. She made some really pretty babies a couple years ago. And we put her with Helios, the Enchi Emperor pin. He made 3 of them look, or 2 more look just like him. So that's about it.
In regards to the last 2, because the third one we have, I don't think she's going to be big enough. She's only about 1,100 grams currently. So, don't think she's going to be quite there yet. However, that's rerun. She's a baby we had produced in the past. fast.
Yeah, we made this one. We named it Rerun because we had sold this baby. And the person that wanted it decided they wanted to get out of ball pythons and sold her back to us. So, and I had a photo. She's actually my Facebook profile pic of her head. So I was happy to take her back because I kind of was sad I sold her. And I'd screwed up and sold her as a male on top of it. So I got her back as a female. Even better.
But she is a lesser Mojave, possible orange dream yellow belly spider. Don't think she has spider in her, well, for the fact she doesn't really wobble.
She has no wobble, none at all. Her eyes are light blue, and I've heard, not sure, but heard spider tend to throw black eyes and bells. So she has very light blue eyes.
However, she does have a kind of light orange, yellow stripe that's been down her back ever since she's been a baby. So I have a feeling that she has something else in her. However, don't really know. She's a bell. You kind of have to breed her out, kind of prove her out. And the last one we'll potentially breed this year is this girl. She was a very good eater before, but kind of right around late summer, she's kind of started tapering off a little bit. We originally got her from a local pet store at around 1,200 grams. She's gone up to about 16, 17. But she is just a simple cinnamon champagne. I liked her color, and I really liked the ringer she had down here. She kind of had a double ringer, and I really like that about her. And for the most part, she's been a good eater. Up until right around now, she's kind of tapered off a little bit. She's a little annoying, but...
She may be absorbing follicles, you know. Just, we didn't breed her, so maybe she absorbed. And, so this year, she's going to get a shot at it. So, alright. So that's going to be about it. Sorry for the rudeness here, showing you my backside. But, we're running out of time on the tape, or the recording.
But for the most part, if you guys enjoyed, have any questions, if you guys got any questions, just let us know down in the comments if you guys want anything for us to show in the future, whether that be feeding videos or how we clean our tubs. Just let us know. Kind of looking for any new content to get put out to you guys. If you guys got any questions, go there too. We'll answer any of your questions. Other than that, like, comment, and subscribe, and
I was
see you
waiting
next
for
time.
that part. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Always.
Well,
This kid's poor. He needs it. All right, that's a wrap.